Greetings, new citizens of Gilgamesh. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Sumerians, Episode 5, Thriving. And if you're wondering, the mud walls, as they get upgraded to brick walls, still supply the mud wall requirement. It's the reason to have like multiple layers of walls is if I wanted to expand the city and I destroy walls, then it does not fulfill the requirement, obviously. So you guys want me to go southwest? Got it. So the first pass at those walls are going to be mud. And I think I'll add some gates. Those walls are going to need transporters, yes. In fact, they might need a whole new mud pit. Because it's going to be hard to put... So my mud pit is here. Well, let's fire some brick people. Got too many bricks already. My mud pit is here. And the transporters can reach the mud pit. Never mind, I take that back. So I'll put one transporter there. I will need more builders, though, to build these walls up. We'll get that in place. Yeah, I know they're tiny numbers, and if you're on a mobile, it's going to be very challenging for you to see those. I get that. That's why I answered your question without being snarky. There is a UI scale. I'm not probably going to scale up. Oh, God. That just made it worse. Does that hide? Does that mess with my overlay? No. Well, okay. The numbers might have gotten a little bit bigger. The problem is if I add one more resource, it will start to go over my overlay because I didn't design my overlay to work with the UI scale where it is. I'll tinker. We'll see. So these new transporters are going to be for walls only. But I don't have anyone able to work there. So I'm going to have to move around some of my workforce in order to accommodate. So we'll do like 5 transporters and let's see what we can do. We're almost at the 2K pop. We're at 1,800 or so. So we're actually heading pretty close to the amount of population that we need in order to get the temple administration for the better research. And I'm going to stop tracking fish. I don't really care about tracking fish. Okay, so we're now having transporters moving mud to these new walls. Good. I need to free up even more state workers. I might close a brickyard because we have a lot of bricks right now. I'll close the brickyard that is further out. There we go. Oh, I already have 5 builders. Perfect. So these builders are only building walls. I'll do walls and canals. Because for me to provide water for the southern section, I'll probably need canals going down. I think it looks nice. And it's unique. It's different than the original section. You know, keeping it fresh. I do have some job lists, so let's continue with the oodles and oodles and oodles of citizen farming. That's hiring a lot of people out. They can grow whatever they want. I might want to... Actually, not everything's been seeded in the state fields, so I don't need more state farming. And our grain amount is kept up with demand for now. I'll put 50 bricks in there. I don't want to fill it because this is a temporary builder that's going to get nuked. Actually, both of them are. So I'm going to tell the other builder not to accept bricks anymore. And maybe I will also start to upgrade the original walls now too. From mud to brick. So that the original builders can start using the bricks that are in their workshop. So they don't go to waste. So big city building projects, and this is fortunately attracting a lot of immigrants. So with any luck, we will get the 2K required for the better research. At some point, I also hope to unlock bridges so that I can start utilizing this little spit of land for fishing. I'll probably not put farmers there, but I can put fishing there and then connect a bridge from here to here so that fishermen can get over to the wharfs on the other side. Oh, yeah, that did end up as housing. Let's not do that. Good catch. Misclick. Citizen farming. And I'm just adding citizen farming so they don't have jobless. So keep them employed. That way it drives up immigration. Because immigration is like housing, employment, religious, and the other sort of demands that people have. And then if I ever need to employ people from, you know, private citizen farming. Oh, we're starting to get homeless, actually. So the thing I could do for homeless now is start, even though this isn't fully walled in, level 1 houses, as you already know, do not require walls. So in order to solve the initial homeless crisis that we have, I can just put in homes in this new section. And boom, we've hit 2K. So the benefit of hitting 2K is we can start to get temple administration. So the temple administration is a better research building, but it does require brick walls all around it, which is why I started the temple complex brick walling. And as soon as we can get that in, I can put temple admin into this area. We have 12 homeless. And there is actually other than this overlay, there's a physical indicator for homelessness as well. You will see sort of tents, and I'm going to purposely drive up homelessness just so that you can see the indicator. Instead of people actually living in these houses, you'll see like random straw tents around your towns, indicating that they're homeless encampments. So I'll like purposely have homelessness so that you can see that. Looks like an ant farm? Yeah, unless you zoom in. People are all here. you know, Aggal or Ninturesi or Ninezu. They got names, got places to be. So chat, you're now responsible to find my first homeless shelters. Oh yeah, here they are. Yep, these are little homeless shacks, reed huts, that are housing the homeless. So, oh wow, they're really strewn about everywhere out there. Yeah, there's a lot of people that want to live in the city, but they can't. So I take it upon myself to fix that for them. Let's zone some homes. So that's what it looks like if you're wondering. I'm also going to need to add some shadoofs because I don't think this section of the city down here has shadoofs or water supply. But like, it's better. They're taxpayers, you know. When they're not homeless like this, they pay taxes. So even if I don't have shadoofs for water access or walls, at least it's beneficial in some way. Seeing if I can squeeze a market stall in, but I really can't. D's fine. In fact, this whole section up here is like unusable because of how small I made it. I don't really care. I'll like put a market stall or two and call it good. Yeah. The things that we're going to need in here, though, if we ever want this to level up and to have it supply taxes, is once the walls are built, the simple mud walls, I'll put the doctor in the middle and a guard in the middle. Speaking of guards, these guards supplying security. Medium. Security low. So security low indicates that I need more guards. Which I don't have the state workers for. Every time I fire state workers, they get hired somewhere else. I'll eventually figure out where they are and how to move them around. There we go. Now we're at 299. So, security up all the way? Yep, good. Now this house here has health low because this hospital is too far, but this hospital could employ... Let's employ one more person. Still health low. So yeah, I mean, once I have more state workers, I can increase this hospital. We might not even need a hospital down here. We could probably put a hospital down here and get away with it. But I'm also looking at time, right? I have an hour left, so I only really need to plan my buildings out for another hour. Oh, yeah. The other issue is like these walls out here are getting upgraded kind of first. Not the Temple District walls, so I am going to do something. I'm going to see if I can't pause wall construction. I don't know if there's an easy way to pause wall construction outside of, like, individual selection. Because I want them to do the Temple District walls first, because they're urgent for increased research speed, rather than the residential walls, which don't matter for research speed at all. The other thing I could do is to reduce the sphere of working for my builders so that they focus on only the walls near the Temple District, because as you can see, all the walls that they had access to, they like did. These here, probably what's happening now is we don't have a brickyard within range. So what I'll do is move my mud pit and brickyard from where it is up here. So let's phase this brickyard out and put it where it's needed. So I'll put a mud pit here and a brickyard here. And then fire, what is it, 2 and 2? So have 2 and 2. Destroy these. And then that means these donkeys are almost entirely responsible for beer. Because these ones do agriculture, these ones do production, which is fine. So now that we have the new brickyard over here, it should supply bricks for the rest of the temple district, which I think was just out of the range of transporters, these transporters. So now these transporters can access these bricks and bring them to the walls that need bricks. That selection tool is huge. It is, but you can change the size. I just don't think there's a pause. Destroy, destroy. There's not like a pause in this selection tool. So because there's no pause, I don't think I can use it to like stop the upgrades. And don't forget the shadows. True. Well, I won't forget the shadows, but I don't need them yet. The first upgrade for houses require mud walls, so there's no need to have water access until I have walls anyway. Plus, water access happens to be medium anyway, just because shadows are like close enough. Except for this one house, which is the furthest out from the temple. There we go. All right, now we have a brickyard going. Good. Yeah, I think that was the problem. And these builders actually used up all their bricks. So I'm going to get rid of this brick builder. I don't need them there anymore. I'm going to start to move the builders out of this city. So I'm going to put builders here instead. I just don't think that the... Oh, you know what? I might be able to district something in there. With the builders gone. Almost. No, not quite. Wasted space, but we can make a green space. Put some long gardens in there. Some regular gardens. Be very pretty. The fancy side of town, exactly. It's funny, the builders that work in this hut here are like going far and wide to build the walls that I don't want built first. Just pause everything I can to control what they're working on. Because they're like working on these gates, and I guess I'll pause those too. They're working on this gate. Doing everything but the walls I want them to do. Probably working up here too. Don't do that. Yeah, we can imagine these are my city administrators and my clergy, or my whatever whatever, I don't know the names for like religious leaders in Sumeria. Wise men, something like that. You can imagine that that's who they are. So they get nicer houses. All right, builders, where are you working? We can actually see them like walking out to where they're going. It's like, no, work here. But I think what a lot of it is just bricks haven't been delivered to those spots. And that's my fault. So we did just get loom. So I'm going to go back to get arithmetic and labor contracts, which should be very fast because they're lower level techs, and that will open up more state workers, which will allow me for more, to get transportation to supply bricks where we need the bricks. Because that's kind of been the problem. But with loom, that opens up the opportunity to have fabrics workshop that can either spin fleece into wool or flax into linen. It does both, but you have to pick one or the other. So I want my first fabrics workshop up here where our wool is, and we'll start to produce wool so that our doctors can have higher health levels and improve the houses. Okay, these walls are almost done now. And in fact, the mud wall rather, around the original area is almost done as well, except for where I paused it. So these transporters are like really doing a lot of work. I am still eyeballing the grain. We do also have some job lists, but only 5%, which isn't absurd. So I'll just keep doing private farming. I mean, I dug all these amazing canals. Might as well utilize the soil, I suppose. And we have pretty minimal homelessness. It's about 11 homeless people for a city of 2,500. It's not bad. Could be worse. I'm going to allow this builder to build transport, because we're not getting transport here until the builders can do it. And then with that transport, I will... I'll shuffle some workforce around so that we can start to deliver bricks faster, because that's really been the bottleneck of everything. So we'll have 8 donkey transporters on the east, doing bricks. Priority is walls. In fact, only walls. All right. So only a matter of time until we have that temple admin. And that should help with research speed a lot. Because as you go deeper into the research tree, you're going to need a lot more efficient scribes in order to make that necessary. So after we get the labor contracts, we'll go with wheeled transporters to have more efficient transports. And that also means I'm going to need an oxen yard, but I'll get around to that once the temple district's done. So I think the bottleneck for the walls that I'm waiting on is just bricks being hauled to them. So I'm going to unlock these walls here so that this section can get upgraded to tier 2 at least. because they're so close. And now the painstaking effort of allowing all the other walls of the original city to be unpaused. Because the temple walls are just about done. I guess one critique is it'd be cool if there was like a tool down here that was like an unpause and pause tool that you could just like drag to like pause and unpause accordingly. Or to offer a pause and unpause for the walls. Because the walls can either be like upgraded or destroyed, but not like paused. One or the other. But I think a pause and unpause tool generally would be useful so that you could pause a lot of things at once or unpause a lot of things at once. I did just get a lot more state workers, so let's get them doing stuff. Let's hire a bunch of people to work. I'm not even going to try to be careful about how I hire. And these walls are done. Done. So, temple admin. I think for symmetry's sake, I'm gonna get temple administration on either side of my small temple, or government administration on either side of my small temple. So these temple admin buildings is now the highest priority. So I'm gonna tell this builder to only build government buildings, so that they get that done first, or get that done as their only priority, so that we can really drive up our research. So that is the current priority. Build the government scribes. I still have some state workers left over. I'll just hire them as transport. The other thing I might want to do is to hire some as brickyard. Alright. Let's see. I think I'm going to make the choice here for the next thing that I work towards is trade route for cedar logs and copper. So cedar logs allows me to get a big temple, and copper allows me to get high-level guards. Well, we're going to want copper and then metallurgy. And then, yeah. So we're going to get commercial contracts, trade routes, copper, so that I can start to make I can start to buy copper. And then we're going to get metallurgy so that I can make copper tools out of the copper I buy. Now, it looks like these temple admin buildings are getting started. That's good. Okay, the city here, this southwestern city, is now in a mud wall, so it's starting to level up. So I mentioned I'm gonna want like a hospital down here to support the people for their medical needs. Oh, come on, it can fit. And then guards. And then to zone as much residential in there as I can. Given that it's already drawn inefficiently. that looks to be as much as I can fit, because it wasn't designed for max per square foot. But good. I'm going to allow 50 bricks into that builder's hut. That should allow for the guard posts and doctors to be built. I'll do the same up here. I will probably need another, to put the original brickyard that I took out back, now that we're trying to build these walls too. But this time I can actually put it right next to, because everything's nicely irrigated. Their next demands is health, security, and water access. So yeah, I'll start to build Shadoofs, but that's not really what's holding them back from development. It's the guard shack and the hospital. Regardless, I'm putting it in because it's Shadoofs are like basically free. That's, I think, the real advantage of the Shadoofs over the wells. Each well that you build is bricks, and bricks is a resource that you need a whole lot of, whereas the Shadoofs and the canals don't require any bricks, just labor. So if you have excess labor, you can get a lot of water supply if you plan well, whereas if you don't plan around having canal systems, you can just go with Shadoofs, and there's no penalty for that. It just requires more real estate. So, half of one's, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Come on, Temple Admin, get built faster. Yeah, brickmakers are like working kind of as fast as they can, and they're not making enough bricks. Which is not surprising, because I have so many governmental projects going on right now. I've like completely overwhelmed my people with work. That's like not a bad thing. We're not stagnant. Let's check up here. So there's a lot of people that want to live here. Joblessness is kind of going up. I'm at my maximum state workers at the moment, but I have a lot of state workers that are like not efficiently being employed, like a bunch of wall builders that I could probably fire and a bunch of transports that I could probably fire at some point. Our old town, we're going to call this the old town because it was the first one, is very close to getting the brick walls. So that means for them to get housing tier 4, they're going to need security and health. And I'm working on both. So for health, as soon as this fabrics workshop gets built, we'll turn the fleeces into wool for the doctors. And then for security, we need to supply copper, but we're currently researching the trade route to buy copper and then metallurgy. So we're working on high security and health. But before that, I need to focus on research because that's really what's holding us up. So we're getting the temple admin buildings up for research. And in fact, I'm going to prioritize, I'm going to like get temple admin buildings built one at a time because we don't need 6 partial built. That doesn't help me. 1 built fully is much better. And Stochastic Turtle, thank you for the bits and have a good night. Cheers. No, they don't even bother trying to like, oh no, some of the canals will have the sort of canal underwater system, some don't. Just a graphical difference, I guess. So what's holding these houses back at this point is, yeah, health and security, which they're both coming there. And then Old Town has just a few gate sections left, and they're nearly done. Excellent. I don't think I need these transporters, like... I'll reduce this down to, like, 2. Just in case they're still doing stuff, but I don't think they're really serving much of a purpose anymore. Like, for these... Oh, no, we'll say 4. I think they're bringing bricks to these buildings. That's all they're doing. Oh, here we go. First temple admin building, just about done. These houses out here have lower quality compared to the closer ones because the closer ones have health from this hospital. So if I hire a few more doctors... Actually, let's max out the doctors and see... Yeah, maxing out the doctors actually might let me skip this doctor building entirely. I'm going to go with that. To have one central doctor that offers health for everyone around. I think there's a few houses down... There's like 3 houses down here. No, maybe just 2. There's these 2 houses that like don't get the health. And these 2 that don't get the health from here. So this circle isn't like perfect. No, this one doesn't either. So there'll be a few houses in the southern area that like aren't supported by this hospital. But that's okay. They don't need to be the highest tier. In fact, I would even say, from a beauty standpoint, it might look more attractive if all the houses weren't of all the same tier, so that there's more variety in style. Plus, in a realistic city, all your houses wouldn't be of the same wealth. Thank you for tuning in to Sumerians, which originally streamed live on Twitch, November 28th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, a link can be found in the description of this video or at Rhadamant.com. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream of another game. Farewell, my fellow Sumerians.